Part 3, the game. A basic game of pool is simple. Call your shot, which means, except when obvious, say out loud what you intend to do it, and do it more often than your opponent.
Has anybody ever run the table on you?
I usually don't let nobody shoot, so it's hard for them to run the table.
If you pocket a ball, you get to shoot again for as long as you keep pocketing balls without error. If your opponent is Minnesota Fats, you're likely to spend the rest of the evening watching from the bar while he pockets one ball after another.
Top players of the world, all they do is sit. If they play for cash, they play for fun. Mickey Mouse can...
8-ball is basic pool with a few differences. First, you don't necessarily have to call your shots. Second, you can pocket only one kind of ball, striped or solid color, which, if you pocket the first ball and it's striped, from then on you must pocket only striped balls, while your opponent plays solid colors. During play, you must not pocket the 8-ball until you have pocketed all striped balls. If you accidentally pocket the 8-ball before pocketing all the striped balls, you lose the game. But once the other balls are gone, the 8-ball is the only target. The one who pockets the 8-ball wins.
Like this here, see?
Minnesota and Waylon Jennings will now play several games. We will show you portions of each game to emphasize particular points, especially the techniques of Part 2.
Rack the balls, please. Just play pool, have fun. If you never play, it's the greatest toy in the world. Oh, hello, Waylon. You want to play some 8-ball?
Sure.
Rack them up.
The ball should be racked with the 8-ball in the center position. The starting player is determined by a coin toss. The first move is called the break.
Hardly anybody knows how to break the balls. Even the great players don't know how to break the balls. You want to break them straight down the middle, see? And go right straight into the middle of the rack. Now you got an open table, see?
Because Minnesota pocketed no ball on the break, it becomes Waylon's turn.
The secret of open table is knowing what to do first.
With the exception of the 8-ball, Waylon can pocket any ball he chooses, striped or solid.
Just make sure I get it.
He misses, leaving Minnesota the choice. Let's jump to a little later in the game and look at some position shots.
English, isn't it?
Minnesota puts strong left English on the cue ball, causing it to veer left after contacting the cushion. Generally, you want to leave the cue ball in the midst of several balls for the widest possible selection. He resorts to a bank. No problem for Minnesota.
Shot next, and sometimes they get tied up. And
this is a bad situation. The striped ball is between two solids. He tries for a bank to the near side pocket. No luck. Waylon's turn. He goes for the nearest solid, the 2 in the corner pocket.
Secret is make all the easy ones first, then you won't have no hard ones.
A simple shot.
My best bet is to leave that ball down there.
And just overcut it. Here it is. Just overcut it, and you'll be down the middle of the table.
Whoa!
Waylon miscued, which, if you recall, is due at least in part to improper chalking.
Just turn the stick as you're chalking it like that, that's all, and just chalk the top of the stick and be sure that it's completely chalked before you start to shoot again.
Let's jump to a later game. Minnesota tries this fairly simple shot and misses. Worse, the cue ball scratches.
Cue ball in hand.
In this situation, the cue ball goes in hand, which means that Waylon can place it wherever he chooses, behind the head or foot spot.
He takes the cue ball and puts it right over here, make the 1, or it's anything you want. Put it right here. Take the easiest shot you can get when you have the cue ball in hand.
Easy shot. Good reason not to scratch. By the way, money players will sometimes fake incompetence to entice bets. It's called hustling, and we don't advise it. Now watch Minnesota go to work. Stop shot leaves the cue in position.
Now I think he's getting serious.
Secret is make all the easy ones first, then you won't have no hard ones.
In this shot, Minnesota pockets a ball while driving a second ball against the cushion to get it out in the open, away from the rail.
The cue ball stops rolling, it's all over.
Right now, the easiest is the closest. Hitting the cue at 10 o'clock puts left English and follow on the cue ball, causing it to roll forward into the cushion after contacting the ball, and left after contacting the cushion. The cue ball is in position to hit either of the two remaining striped balls, but the easiest is the corner pocket shot. Now he hits 4 o'clock, putting draw and right English on the ball, causing it to veer right on contact. Now he's in line for the last striped ball. Center ball hit. The cue ball returns to a position directly in line with the 8 ball, resting at the edge of the corner pocket. An easy shot.
And being positioned to make another ball easy, not a hard shot. So good players can run out all the time, constantly. And if you're playing with a real good player, they play winner breaks, and then you might not shoot for 5, 6 racks, you know. So like, yeah, they run out constantly.
Minnesota won the last game, so he breaks on the next. The rules of 8 ball allow a win if the 8 ball goes in on the break. Very unlikely, but almost.
So then you win on the break. After that, you lose if you make it before you get your balls on.
No ball pocketed. It's Whalen's turn. Corner pocket, an easy shot. Let's skip ahead again. The cue ball is next to the 5. He has no easy shots and must resort to a bank.
All right. That's my only hope, huh?
Which he makes. Later, the 3 ball with slight left English off the rail puts the cue ball directly in line for an easy corner pocket shot. Slight right English places the cue in line for another easy shot. Whalen is playing good position pool.
Things are looking up.
Shoot it in the
An easy side pocket hit. The trick is not tricky shots, but easy shots with good position on the next. In this game, Whalen finds himself with no easy shots. The only option is a tricky bank shot. The object ball came back and hit the cue ball. Now look at these 3 shots. As an exercise, freeze the image before the shot and see if you can predict the next position.
In here, right hand English, because I want to come over to the right hand.
Right English causes the cue to veer right after contact, placing it down at the other end of the table near the 8 ball.
Of course, that ball is like it is there. See? Then I can play this in the side of the corner.
8 ball side pocket for the game.
This would be the proper shot right there. Let's see.
Just for fun, try to guess this shot. Freeze the frame and decide how you would sink the 8 ball, which is very near the far corner pocket. Freeze.
Now that ought to go.
You may not be doing 4 bank cushion shots right off the bat, but they are certainly fun to watch. Nine ball.
You're going to have to explain the rules on that.
Well, it's very
In
simple.
9 ball, balls numbered 1 through 9 are racked in a diamond configuration with the 9 in the center. The object? To pocket the 9 ball after the first 8 have been pocketed. But the balls have to be pocketed in numerical order. That means each time up, you really have only one choice, no matter how tricky it is.
You have the break, you got the best of it. Because you figure to make a ball on the break, and then you keep shooting, and your opponent won't have to shoot it off. See? That's right.
Nice of you.
Yeah. And when you hit the balls, you hit them like from the center of the table and try to keep your cue ball in the middle of the table.
Minnesota hits low, putting draw on the cue ball, causing it to stop on contact in the middle of the table.
Then you've got
No balls in, so it's Whalen's turn.
the lowest numbered ball, that's the one.
The 1 ball happens to be the most difficult shot on the table. It's frozen, that is, touching the rail, and a bank is required.
You got to make a good hit on the lowest numbered ball. And there's nobody living could get out of that spot. You got out as good as you can get out. But when the cue ball stops rolling, it's all over.
Almost.
See now?
Minnesota, no go. But it leaves Whalen with an interesting option.
Now you make the 1, and then you'd have the 9, sure.
He hits the cue ball 10 o'clock, sending it down table,
You made it. See,
allowing
now
him a
you're gonna
very
win the
rare
game.
opportunity.
See? Now all you do is hit the deuce and you done won the game before it started. Just hit the two.
And I can actually say I beat Minnesota
That's
fast.
exactly right.
The 2-ball is in line with the 9-ball at the side pocket.
You better hit the
Now, the rules of 9-ball allow this. A solid hit off the lowest numbered ball that in turn pockets the 9 wins the game.
That's what you
2-ball hit the 9. The 9 went in. Whalen wins. That shot is definitely worth a
That is
replay.
right. You win it fair and square.
Almost scratched, though.
Well, if you'd have scratched, then I would have been shooting again. But that's what it's all about. Rag 'em up, you.
You say you want to leave the ball down there or somewhere around the middle of the table. I mean, like in English, what do? You shoot down?
First of all, you can't put it here or there or there, and that's the wrong place to put it and let the cue ball run because you can scratch. Once you scratch with a good player, you're not going to shoot no more. It's not like television or this and that. You play any top-notch player, and then he's going to shoot for a long time. See, so and very few people know what I'm telling you now, even the good players, because a lot of them young ones, they want to flary break and all of that, you know. See, and that cue ball flies all over the joint. And I'm amazed when I watch it once in a while. You know, I hardly ever watch pool, but I went in the joint and I watch a guy break the balls. But if he puts it right here in the center of the joint, or just a hair this way or hair this way, and goes right straight through the head pin like that, see, with low English, don't snap it back, otherwise you'll come all the way back here, see. With low English like that, then the ball will almost stop there unless something comes by and kicks it, which is, I say. And that's what I'm going to do now. See?
The cue ball is left in the center of the cluster to allow more options. This is good if you manage to pocket a ball on the break, but not so good if you don't, because now your opponent gets to take advantage of your good position. Let's move ahead. The 1 and 2 are in. It's Whalen's turn, and he must hit the 3.
All you can do is shoot down here. Right here, and then you might hit the 3.
The trouble is, all direct routes are
One
blocked.
thing about 9, if you hit the lowest numbered ball like that there and you make something else, you get it.
He didn't, so it's Minnesota's turn.
All right.
The 3 ball is still the target.
Well,
The bank is the easier shot.
That's my long suit, Banks, but
I know it is. I ain't seen your short suit yet.
Now watch Minnesota clean house. Freeze the image before each shot and see if you can predict the next position. Low hit draws the cue ball back.
The end of the story, looks like.
A 7 o'clock hit creates draw and at the same time causes the cue ball to veer left.
everything is position, everything is having an easy shot next, and sometimes they get
Left
tied
English
up.
will make the cue ball bank straight down the table.
That ball never stopped rolling. That's amazing.
A bank shot that fails. Not good for Minnesota. After clearing the table, he leaves Whalen in position to win by pocketing only 2 balls. In 9-ball, it's not who sinks the most balls that counts, but who sinks the 9. He goes for the 8 and misses, twice in one shot.
Left it pretty good. I got to get out from here.
Just try to guess this shot. I'd say 8 ball in the side pocket.
And maybe bank it twice across side.
And I'd be right. The 9-ball, the coup de grace. Easy side pocket shot, right? Okay, win some, lose some. As a general rule, if you're playing against Minnesota Fats, expect to lose some.
I was living like a king. I wore out all them multi-millionaire castles and villas. Fatima danced me in 3 different sultans' palaces. Fatima. You ought to take a look at her. It's on the square. Danced me in Istanbul, in the Sultan's Palace, in Iran, in the Shah's father's palace, in Cairo, Egypt, the Shepherd Hotel. Then her daughter captured me in Vegas 40 years later. Give me a red ruby to put in my belly button. I put it in the drawer, and I ain't seen it since.
In 9-ball, it's not that uncommon to pocket a ball on the break.
I'll tell you something that's unbelievable what you're watching here. I broke these balls 20 times. I bet even money I make a ball in the break every time. This is the first time I made a ball in the break. It's amazing. It's really amazing. See, because making a ball in the break is something else, you know. And if you don't have a shot, you might have to come up with a bank or something difficult, see, like this here.
Minnesota is in a trap. He must hit the 2-ball next, but the way is blocked, and the 8-ball prevents a clean bank. Worse, he scratches.
You have the same thing. They got all different kinds of rules.
The cue ball is in hand. Whalen can place it anywhere behind the head spot. His target is the blue 2.
Back here, and then you got to kick at the deuce like I did. And if you happen to make something, you shoot again. Yeah, all you do is go back right here. Yeah, that's it.
He contacts the 2. It doesn't go in, but now any ball that chances to go in is a legitimate point, but none do. 2-ball, corner pocket.
Player, the secret is to try to run out, that's all. That's the whole secret.
Run out means run the table, means clean house, means enough fooling around here.
That's unbelievable.
Keep the offense off the field, right?
Yeah.
3-ball, corner pocket. The 4-ball went in on the break, so the 5 is next. Easy shot. A lot of draw on that shot brings it back. Too far. It's left touching the 6.
Now, a good player would bank this and stay right there and put a lot of English on.
Watch this recovery. The 6 banks off the cushion, caroms off the 9 into the pocket.
Did you do that intentionally?
I played that shot.
Oh, that's a dumb question.
That's what you call a bank kicking off a ball.
Position, you bet. Straight in on the 7. Too much draw again, but not too much. He's in line with the 8.
Always try to just set down. Don't do
Center ball stop, the basic of the basics.
I can make this straight cushion for you.
Perfect lineup, 9-ball in the corner pocket. But Minnesota flair. You go for the corner pocket and let Minnesota show off, okay? One more, then on to trick shots.
I might make both of them at the same time, that cross side and the 9 straight in. The secret of the shot is the billiard. Oh.